Hello everyone, it's your favorite fashionista here, the Ashley Michelle, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we discuss all things beauty and fashion. And today I will be showing you all how to save money and be fashionable by upcycling old clothing items. And if you are someone like me that is a little bit nervous about shopping after this pandemic, upcycling old clothing items is definitely the perfect alternative because you never know what hidden jewels you have laying around in your closet. First, I'm going to show you all how to transform an old pair of jeans into trendy high-waisted shorts. Now, if you do not have access to a measuring tape, you can always try on the pants that you're going to cut into shorts and use an old pair of shorts as your guide to where you need to make your markings for cutting. Next, I'm going to use my measuring tape to measure for seam allowance. Seam allowance is basically extra fabric that is going to be used to ensure that the garment fits perfectly after you finish sewing your hem. Now, if you do not have access to a measuring tape, you can also use the finger measurement rule. 2 fingers placed together is about an inch. So I did measure the shorts to be 15 inches. However, I'm going to cut the jeans longer at 16 inches to give myself seam allowance for the hem that I will be sewing later. And I'm simply going to do the same thing with the skirt. I'm going to be using a crop top as a guide to cut where I want my shirt to stop. And the reason I tried the skirt on was to actually get an accurate measurement of the skirt because this fabric is very stretchy. And again, I'm going to use 16 inches as my measurement so that way I have that seam allowance for later. Now it's time to actually make the shorts, and also make sure that you turn your garments inside out because you will be sewing on the wrong side of the fabric. Again, I'm using the shorts as a guide to double check my measurements, and I'm going to cut one pants leg, and then I'm going to flip that side over to create an even symmetrical cut on both sides. Now remember that seam allowance that I was talking about earlier. I'm now going to be using the measuring tape to measure for a 1-inch hem to hem the bottom of my shorts. And I'm simply going to utilize the same process to transform the skirt into a crop top. I'm going to be using the shirt along with the measuring tape to ensure that my measurements are correct for cutting. And I'm also going to be utilizing a 1-inch hem as well for the crop top. Now it is time for the fun part. We are now ready to sew our garments. And if you are new to sewing, make sure that you are using pins to keep your hemlines in place. And also, I like to use pins just because it helps as a guide to sew straight lines. And also, if you do not have access to a sewing machine, you can hand stitch both of these garments as well. But for the pants, I am going to be using a straight stitch just because this denim is not as stretchy as the skirt. And also, please remember when you are sewing to backstitch or reverse stitch when you start and when you finish your stitching. Backstitching or reverse stitching is going to ensure that your sewing stays in place and that no threads come unraveled. And if you are enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. That will greatly help out my channel, and I would truly appreciate that so much. Here are what the shorts look like. I'm doing the same thing with the crop top as well. However, this time I am going to be using a zigzag stitch because this fabric is very stretchy and you want to be able to have that same stretch after you finish sewing the garment together. Again, do not forget to use your back stitches so that way you can secure your stitches in place. And also, if you are hand stitching this garment, make sure that your stitches are not too close together so that way you can have that same stretch once you finish sewing your garment together. Here is what everything is looking like so far, and you can definitely wear this top just like this, but I wanted to jazz it up a little bit, so here I'm just using the extra fabric left over from the skirt to create a bow. Now all you have to do is bring the string underneath the shirt and then tie it together like you're tying a shoestring, and voila, you have a cute bow crop top. Here are the final results. I decided to complete this look with a 9 West crossbody leather brown purse, and I accessorized it with a gold rope chain necklace. I also hope that you all enjoyed this video and learned something new. Please do not forget to drop me a comment down below of your thoughts on this beginner sewing tutorial, and also subscribe for more beginner sewing tutorials like this one. And remember to stay beautiful, blessed, and poppin', and I will see y'all in my next video.